Dating a veteran is something else because dating in itself is a beast of its own. But on top of a veteran at that, it's a different ballgame altogether. So let me share this one experience that I've had. One time, before I met my husband, I was on a date with another veteran, and it seemed like he was already in edge because once we got into the restaurant, he was already scanning the room. Now, mind you, it was just us and maybe another patron on the side. So he was fine with that. And I went ahead and sat by the door with my back against the wall. He asked me if we could switch places. As we were eating our food, this was not even 30 minutes in, it started getting crowded. And mind you, he started to feel uneasy. And so we had to be out. And you could tell that just by that date alone, he was not really comfortable. So, needless to say, it didn't pan out. He was still in military mode, not survival mode. I say military mode because he felt that he had to be fully aware of his situational awareness. He had to be in that mindset still of he needs to be safe. He knows he's not comfortable, and there's always an exit plan. So for me, that is my impression of that first date. Here's another date that I had with another veteran. With this one experience that I had, it was something that he needed to see if are we physically compatible. We went on a hike. It was late in the afternoon, so the sun was going down, and it was a good way to see the sunset, which was good. I think it was kind of romantic in a way. So we went out on a hike, and with this experience, it was great. It was something that I was able to prove myself that even after being out of the military for 2 years already, I was able to keep up with him. Now, mind you, I was not in my health journey. He still was because he kept on talking about his gym routine, how long he's been going, and why he even chose to be at his work because he gets to be physically active. I was not, and I told him that right off the bat. So when he asked me out, I'm like, well, I know I'm not that physically active, but I'm sure I can keep up with you. So I took him on that challenge. So we went. And sure enough, the compatibility was fine. But then at the end of the hike, we decided to eat for dinner. And I think the breaking point for him was this particular tattoo on my leg. And I guess to him it was offensive. So with that date, it didn't pan out. Now, Remember when I mentioned that an indication for veterans, the majority of the time, are the tattoos? Well, I have my own set of tattoos, as you can tell. I also have one on my leg, which it is racy, at least for this particular date that I was a part of. But then again, he didn't have to say anything that we're not gonna work out because of that tattoo. He didn't have to mention it because I thought we were vibing towards the hike. I was having great conversations with him while we were at the hike, and I was able to keep up with him. So I thought it was going great. But yeah, that conversation or nonverbal cues that I've been getting from him towards the end of the date, that was the breaking point. And I mean, it is what it is. The only thing that really bummed me out was he didn't make contact with me after the fact. Not even maybe a week later, he mentioned, we're not going to work out. Which I'm grateful for because at least he can move on, I can move on. Thank you for listening into the video or watching, and share your own experiences. Let's talk. Bye.